Hello friends, it's Chrissy. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about Vlogust, about my plans for Vlogust, about why I'm doing it, about what I think this will look like for me. And I thought instead of like you having to stare at my face the whole time, that we would do some work in my journal, that we would do that together. The sew with me kind of went well. It felt good for me. So I'm creating a little extra room on my desk here. So I just thought that, that we do a journal with me as I talk about Vlogust. Today I am drinking what is this? A grande iced blonde flat white with 2 pumps brown sugar syrup and sweet cream cold foam. I did lick it off the top already because it was so delicious. This is Sarah Jane Case's latest favorite drink, and she knows a lot of things, but that girl also really knows coffee. So let's get started. I have a Scotch glue stick. I much prefer Scotch to Elmer's, just FYI. I have an old pair of sewing scissors that over the years have been used for lots of things other than sewing. So here we go. So thinking about, I don't even know where to start. Oh, what I'm doing, by the way, is I have my daily, this is a Hobonichi Techo Cousin. I photograph my tarot readings each day that I do one. I brought them into Word. I put the date on them. I'll cut that off. That was just so I'll remember. I've got the date. I've got my card, and I'm just going to glue them onto the monthly pages. I started this the end of June last year. I actually just saw that I had these and they were already square for Instagram, so I thought I'll put them in, and I really like how it looks. So that's what we're going to do here for July until I'm done talking. So Vlogust. I want to be really clear and say that I am aware that a tiger doesn't really change its stripes. And I am aware that I have started and stopped Vlogmas and Vlogtober multiple times. I'm cool with that. I know that the chances of me actually vlogging every day in the month of August are like, I don't know, let's say 60%. Let me get my trash cup. But you know, I am curious enough about this process that I am willing to try. There are 2 main reasons why I am looking at Vlogust, which I will probably call Vlogtober and Vlogmas over and over while I'm recording this video, because that's kind of how those are both projects that I've done before. I have not done Vlogust. I don't even know if it's really a thing. There were a few tags. I mean, it should be, because if there is a month that starts off most like vlog, it is totally August. So I'm just saying Vlogust should totally be a thing. The main 2 reasons that I'm gonna cut this smaller, that I am interested in this project. One is because Instagram is hurting my heart, and 2, because I know that accountability is good for me, and I am looking at ways to build. I'm looking at, there are some big things I want to do, and I'm looking at ways to build accountability for that, and a space where I am vlogging every day just seems like a really good place to process what goes well and what is challenging for me. So I talk a lot in the VR that I did to Catamancy Tarot about my tarot origin story. And then, I'm sorry, yeah, that's true, but there's a different video. I don't remember, I think it's like a love letter to TarotTube, where I talk about how much I miss the old blogging community. And that is something that I would love to find here on Instagram. This is not Instagram, on YouTube. Partially because I am so disenchanted with YouTube right now. I cannot get things straight. I am looking for community on YouTube because I am so, Instagram is just not a place where my heart is happy anymore. And it really used to be. And I was trying to figure out why, what the difference is. And I think Instagram used to be a place where we went to connect with each other. It was a place where we told stories, where we showed pretty meals and pretty cups of coffee, and where we shared our lives with each other. Where now, it looks like the path that Instagram is taking is becoming a place for us layfolk to share content of creators. And as much as I enjoy taking photographs and shooting and doing stories and even recording content here for YouTube, I don't see myself, my own inner identification is not as a creator, is not as a personality, but I feel that I am a teacher and a storyteller. This goes on July 5th, yes. I am a teacher and a storyteller. I do not consider myself a creator. And I think that's why I loved blogs so much, and why I am falling in love so much with YouTube, is my preference for both creating and receiving long form content. So I am playing with finding a new home for my presence and for my attempts at finding community. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to be on Instagram, but I am saying that I feel like spending this time on Vlogust will focus me on YouTube, and that I can simply share, as I do now, my daily draws and links to YouTube to my existing Instagram community, but not thinking about publishing content for Instagram. And I mean, that's scary for me. But I also remember that it was scary for me to move from to start with Twitter, and then to move from Twitter to Instagram, and then to eventually close my blog down because no one was reading it, because long form content wasn't what we were being fed. And I think about not only, as I've built my own business, my magic job in conjunction with my mobile job, as I've built my magic job, I have been very aware of not wanting my marketing to feel in any way icky or manipulative, right? Like that's been important to me. And knowing the way that social media works, and knowing the way that we have that social media gives us these quick neurological, nervous system hits, that we scroll, that it is, that we scroll through 3 things we don't want to see the one thing we do. And it's getting harder and harder for me to be a part of that system, right? To be a part of the manipulation that keeps us on these apps longer. And I don't, knowing that in order to be seen on social media, I would need to create content that physically manipulates our brains. That I would need, that the reason we go toward, that Instagram is going toward Reels And it is because it's quick hits. It's a quick emotional hit for our brain, and we stay on the app longer. And I don't know if I want to be a part of the system. If I want to create content in order to be seen myself, that is part of a system of manipulation. Again, no issue for anyone who does. It just feels icky for me. And this is July 8th, right? Yes. And I prefer to ingest and create long-term content, long-form content. So that's what I'm going to be doing more of. This feels like a space for me to, again, not be a creator, but to instead be a storyteller and a teacher, which is how I see myself. There have been times when I have had to be a creator, and this experiment may not work. I may not make any. My magic job might crumble, right? I may not get the clients and the students without as much Instagram interaction. And if that's the case, then I will get to decide whether I give in to what Instagram is asking of me, or if I say this is okay and I just, increase my time at my muggle job. I have choices. So yeah. So that was what, like a 10-minute waxing poetic on why, from a energetic standpoint, I am participating in Vlogust. Okay, so part 2 of this for me is much more personal. So a few things to know about me before a few, little precursor pieces of information. I love accountability. I love accountability, even if it is just my impression of there being accountability there. If I think there's a possibility that anybody is listening to what I'm saying, I'm going to be much more aware of how I say it. So if I think there's a possibility that anyone is seeing if I've followed through on things, I'm going to be more likely to do it. And I am looking toward this next year that I'm kind of viewing as starting August 1st, with a real shift in where I spend my money and my attention and my energy. So this month, which will be last month by the time you see this, in July, my husband and I celebrated our 19th wedding anniversary. If you follow me anywhere else, or I mean, even if you follow me here to some degree, like I adore my husband, like a ridiculous amount. I adore my husband. And we keep talking about maybe doing something for our 20th, and we'll see if that actually happens or not, because life, and there are other things going on in July next year that would make that kind of hard. So like realistically, it'll probably be in the fall. I'm rambling. All of this to say, I think about how much energy, in a good way, I put into preparing myself for the year before we got married, for the year before I became a Bentley. And granted, looking back, a lot of that was weight loss, which is something that I am not looking toward or for. But there was also a lot of preparing for marriage for me that had to do with cleaning up my space and cleaning up my finances, and really preparing myself to be the best partner that I could be. And that's kind of the energy that I want to bring into this year of our marriage. Not making any radical shifts, but just like cleaning a lot of things up. and that focus is, like I said, in 2002, that was a lot of food restriction, which I am not doing. And looking into 2022 with like how I manage my finances and like what our home looks like. So I realize that I am in an incredibly blessed place, that that money is not something that I worry about at night. Our bills are paid. I know that if I need more money, then, you know, I pick up more hours at work, or I do a reprint of my deck. Like, I know I have ways to figure things out, and I am very, very thankful for that. But the flip side of that is, because so much of what I do is related to tarot, and, you know, journaling and all of these other things, I tend to spend a lot of money thoughtlessly on these things. I tend to spend a lot of money on me. And you know, that varies. Again, I don't step outside of what I have the ability to spend, but I look at like, how long have we been talking about getting a new couch? Pre-pandemic, friends. Pre-pandemic. How long have we been talking about getting a new mattress? At least 3 years. We need to get our dishwasher fixed. Right now, he just washes the dishes because neither of us are really in a hurry to do so, but it would be, you know, it would be massively helpful in a lot of ways. So there are just a lot of things that that I could be more mindful of, and also like be in more pursuit of spending for us, not necessarily spending for me. So I'm not looking at this as and I'm actually going to do it by quarters, not by year, because things change. I am not looking at this quarter. That's not sticky. Yeah, it is. You know what? No, I made that amendment, and that feels weak and cowardly. So yeah, I'm talking about a year, from August 1st, 11 months, from August 1st to some point in July of next year, being a very low Chrissy spend year. Not a low spend because, like I said, couch, mattress, maybe a chair for my office. I'd like to start thinking about hardwood. We could use a whole like internal paint job for the house. I mean, there's a lot that if I didn't spend mindlessly would not be any issue at all. So yes, a low spend year for me as an individual. Not a Bentley low spend, but a Chrissy low spend. There are a few things, of course, that I will make allowances. Like I said, this is from want, not need. And again, I'm very, very lucky for that to be the case. A few things right away that I know allowances will be made for when the new fall line of the Hobonichis come out. I will get a Hobonichi cousin for 2023. I will probably buy a 5-year journal. I bought one for 2020. It crashed and burned with the pandemic. I actually ripped pages out. I've crafted with some of the pages. Even though it goes for several more years, it is not usable. The pandemic, friends. Anyway, but I do have a beautiful leather cover for it that honestly I feel like I'm wasting, and I've tried to do other things with it and it just hasn't happened. So I'm rambling. Things I know that I will buy this quarter is the Hobonichis when they come out in September. I know I will buy, I think it's slated to come out in October, the illustrated version of the Somnia Tarot. I'm excited about it, but I know there was talk at some point I feel like it was a newsletter, an email blast that came out maybe the beginning of the year, where Nicholas Bruno was talking about a borderless version of the Somnia Tarot, and I wish I had saved it. I don't think I made it up, but it looks like the creative route that he's gone instead is an illustrated version, which is absolutely fine. I look forward to it, and I can't wait to own it. But I know that I will buy the illustrated version of the Somnia Tarot. And part of buying decks for me also includes buying fabric to make wraps. So, you know, an assumption when I say that I'm buying new decks is also a fat quarter from Spoonflower to make the wrap. And another planned purchase for me, I am very eagerly awaiting the Pensive Path Tarot. This is a deck of pre-existing images that is being created by Reese Marin, and their Instagram handle is the @curated card. And as soon as I saw the 5 of Pentacles from this deck, I was like, holy cow, I cannot wait to have this deck in my hands. And the day that deck is up for order or pre-order or Kickstarter or whatever they do, buddy, Chrissy is going to be absolute first in line. I am so excited about that deck. It just speaks to my soul, and I'm very excited for it. So yeah, purchases that I will allow with no issue. Hobonichi, Illustrated Somnia Tarot, and the Pensive Path. This is what is really challenging about doing any sort of low spend, no spend. I can justify just about anything. And my beloved husband loves me so much and trusts me so much that he's not really good at talking me out of things either. So knowing that that I have you all as a place to report my spending is actually super helpful. Now, there are things that, again, that will come up. I'm not saying there's really nothing else I spend money on right now other than tarot and like creative supplies. But there are other pieces of like getting Chrissy's shit together of 2022 that's going to include things like right now I don't wear makeup. I may want to bring a makeup practice back into my life, in which case there will be purchases involved in that, and that's fine. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not spending any money. I'm saying I am going to widen my scope of interest to things that take care of my home and my body. Yes. So low spend on the tarot end, but not necessarily low spend on my life. Things that focus on the things I would focus on if I was getting married right now. How I take care of my body, getting my home ready, at the time for Nathan to move in. But that's not the case now. He's lived here for as long as I have at this point. At this point, what did that mean? We've lived here together. We bought the house together. It's ours. It's not like the apartment that when we traded roommates when we got married. So yeah, paying attention to my body, paying attention to my space, my home, and letting that be what guides my purchases more than, ooh, shiny. I have 2 more, and I feel like there are things I should say, but Chrissy didn't get her timing right. I feel like Jimmy in Seinfeld. Jimmy likes Elaine. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna speed up these last two just so you can see it finished. All right, friends, here we go. Here is my completed July daily draw page on my Hobonichi. For anyone who wants like specifics, I took the photos in square mode on my iPhone. I drug them into a Word document that I set up into 3 columns. I shrunk each picture down to 1.24 square inches, and there we go. It's beautiful. So this is Vlogust for me. There's gonna be a lot of rambling, but you'll also get to know me a lot better. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here, YouTube. I'm here to be known and to be seen and to be able to have a shared experience of knowing and seeing you as well. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you here tomorrow.